Hello, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in one more time. This is Humanity Unplugged podcast, and I am your host, Jermaine McCrimmon. And we'd like to thank everyone for all the love that is being shown on our social media platforms, all the comments, all the love, the negative, whatever you have. I haven't seen any negative, but I'm quite sure you have haters out there that will participate and put something on you or try to put something on you. We thank you for that because that's nothing but motivation for me. It doesn't bother me at all. Do as you may, enjoy yourself, knock yourself out. Uh, I enjoy doing what I do. And here at Humanity Unplugged, I don't know if you know, but we like to tell you to get something cold and refreshing, something you like to drink. Take your shoes off, put your feet up, and enjoy the information, enjoy the podcast, enjoy what we have to offer. For those of you who just tuning in to us, we like to reach out and give you information, positive information on things going on throughout the world. Sometimes we talk about crime, sometimes we talk about world news, sometimes we might even talk about different issues, relationships, sexual predators, you name it, we'll talk about it. We up to 127 episode. Today is called Ultimatums and Consequences, Part 1. And that's our title for today's podcast. And I'm here to give you guys some information I think is needed. This will be a part 2 to this because it's so much, I can't put it all in one. Now, I don't want to disturb anyone that's really enjoying what's going on in the world. I don't really enjoy what I see, what I hear. I try to take out nuggets that I can give you guys, and you could take it with you and share. In our last episode, in episode 126, I talked about what's going on in Cleveland. And then that was an episode where we had a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old rape and beat up a 5-year-old girl, scalped her head, raped her, and just left her out there in the back of the house in the dirt to die. They urinated on her and they really disrespected that little girl's life. Now, thank God the girl is alive, but what quality of life do that 5-year-old have? And you think about the trauma, the counseling she may need, the mother trauma, the counseling the mother may need. Why did they do this to this young child? Well, if you want to know more about that, please look into episode 126 and you can check that out. Episode 125 was domestic youth and domestic violence and why the youth are attacking each other, and also why the youth are taking out their parents. It's a lot of relationship or family bloodline to bloodline murders going on, and it's very offensive to see that. It's in every nationality, not just minority, but every nationality has it. But I looked deeper into that to find out what's going on with the youth and what could we do to help them cope with the stress, the trauma, and the ongoing everyday issues they may have. You got different types of trauma and domestic violence. And please check out that episode, which is episode 125. And it gives you a chance to go deeper into the different levels and better understand what is out there. Then we go to episode 124. 124 was Sexual Predators. Sexual Predators Part 2. In 123, Sexual Predators Part 1, we talked about the different types of sexual predators. And then in Part 2, we talked about how sexual predators, you can find them in law enforcement officers, police, law enforcement. You can find them in firefighters. You can find a sexual predator, your next door neighbor, and how these guys are listed and you never know where they're at. and what are the tendencies of them, and how do they lure your children to confide in them and take your child, and your child come up missing, or how women are attacked numerous times. Normally when it's a sexual predator, it's not one incident. This happens, it happens often to the same person. So we talked about that in 1 and 2, and I think you guys should check that out. And the last one in 122, and this is just like the last 6 episodes, guys. This is nothing but heat I'm giving out, nothing but heat. And I think you guys need to really check it out, pass it, forward it to somebody. I'm on YouTube. Humanity Unplugged is on YouTube. I give the videos where you can see some of the footage up there. Please stop by there, check it out, look at it. And episode 122 is who failed American kids. Was it the school system? Was it the parents at home? The drugs in the community? Is it just the upbringing? Kids having kids at a young age? Who really failed our children? Please look into that episode. That's a great thing to talk about for you guys to look and go into great depth of what's going on. And I wanted to give y'all guys a little sample of everything that's going on. So we like to thank you guys for the continued support that you guys are giving to us, because it's very important. You know, I wanted to tell you statistically, guys, #1 ranking of supporters is in the United States. And we like to thank all our United States. They are doing a great job of supporting us. But I must say, Vietnam, I salute you. Germany, I salute you. Sweden, Russia, people out in United, United Arab over there in Dubai. They are checking us out. Sweden, Russia, all of you guys out there, Tibet, you guys are downloading like crazy. I mean, I just got to give y'all the applause as well. And we thank you guys for continuing to show support to us. So now, the topic today, as you see, is ultimatums and consequences. And I have to go into a few different stories here, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 different things to talk about today. And I want to get right into it. I'm not going to hold you. The first one comes out of Cumberland County, and it's a domestic violence. It's domestic violence. It's sad. And it's between 2 law enforcement officers. And this is something that no one's talking about, but we're going to talk about it. Here we go.
Tonight, we're asking investigators for answers after an off-duty sheriff's deputy was shot dead. The SBI tells us that Adam Bean, a Cumberland County deputy, died after a fight with another law enforcement officer. WRAL's Bailey Stamos spent the day in the neighborhood where all this happened. Bailey.
Yeah, Eric, still a lot of unanswered questions as we continue to learn about the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office captain who was killed in what deputies are calling a domestic dispute between 2 off-duty officers.
On any normal day, this Hope Mills neighborhood is a quiet place for families. When neighbors learned of the deadly domestic dispute that took place on Seattle Slough Lane, it came as a shock. Tonight, the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office identifying the shooting victim as Captain Adam Bean, a 20-year veteran with the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. We're working to confirm what led up to that dispute and if charges are to follow. The State Bureau of Investigation says the case is active and ongoing, and no arrests have been made.
And again, we are just continuing to push for answers from the State Bureau of Investigation and Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. Bailey Stamos, WRAL.
So they didn't name the guy who was involved in it. And that's fine. They give us something to talk about in part 2. I have it already. So they vaguely talked about domestic violence and said it was between 2 officers off duty. I want you guys to know that a female is involved. They don't have the domestic. They're not sleeping with each other, the two officers. The girl that's in the middle is they keeping her privacy. But there's a girl there. And these two cops know each other. And it got like that. It got like that. No one could walk away. Whether she's somebody's wife, a man is dead over domestic violence. And a law enforcement officer is dead. This is horrible. So constantly, guys, as I go over these different topics and episodes about domestic violence and how this stuff works and how it interferes with our everyday life, quiet little area, Cumberland County, and a little cul-de-sac, nice and quiet. You sitting on your little porch, and all of a sudden you hear gunshots because they can't let somebody go because of domestic violence. They in love with her. She in love with them. Two different cops. Now they're fighting over her. Guns are drawn, and now somebody's dead. When you could have just walked away and let it slide. No matter what happened, just walk away, man. No problem. I'm out. You know? And they're trying to keep it on the hush, the name of both officers, but we got it. No big deal. But this is what's going on. Okay? This is what's going on. I have something else to tell you because the next story is horrific and you guys need to hear it. I keep finding this stuff and it's just mind-boggling what's going on. Here we go.
Story. It is graphic. Oklahoma City police tell us they've arrested a man for allegedly raping and beating and killing an 85-year-old grandmother.
And the suspect arrested just days after the crime while he was allegedly committing another crime near her home.
News 4's Abigail Franklin joins us now live in studio with the details on this case. Abigail, we know DNA played a factor here. Allie.
Now, this woman, 85-year-old grandmother, was raped. 85, raped, beaten, tied up, dead for no reason at all. How you do 84 years on this earth and then somebody just take you out for no reason? That's sad, man. Sad. It could have been any one of our grandmothers. That's somebody's mom, not here no more because of this person's actions, allegedly. But y'all know DNA don't lie. Here we go.
Kevin, that's exactly right. DNA played a big role in this case. Detectives found the death of 85-year-old Ina Balch extremely suspicious. And according to court papers, DNA left at the scene led them to the possible suspect.
85-year-old Ina Balch was found dead in her Northwest OKC home in December. According to court documents, her death was extremely suspicious after she was found upright on the bed and tied up with her own clothing. It's believed she would not have been able to escape. She had multiple bruises on her body, including her face. Ina's family told police they were at the home the day before. They showed officers a video of Ina in good spirits and moving well with no bruising. Her son came to pick her up to see Christmas lights, but he found the back door open and his mother dead in her bed. During the investigation.
Now, this happened in December. So that was like Christmas time, you know, and you have to bury your mom around the holidays. Sad, man.
Investigation, DNA evidence was found inside her body.
DNA evidence was found inside her body. I'll say it again. DNA was found inside her body.
Her hip was broken, which caused internal bleeding, leading to her death. The DNA was put into a national database that matched 33-year-old Cordell Wilson. An arrest warrant for Wilson was issued, accusing him of murder, breaking into Ina's home, rape, and assault. But police didn't have to look far because Wilson is already in jail for allegedly breaking into a home 2 streets away, just days before Ina's death. A family member tells me our grandma was a devout Christian. She loved the Lord, and her soul's purpose on this earth was to lead the people to Christ, adding, she was loved dearly.
So we're looking at what took place, and again, tragic, not a good look. You got to live with that. Ultimatums. People make these decisions and they don't care about any consequences that come with these decisions that they make. And oftentimes, these are just regular human beings here, no real big job titles. Excuse me. Well, law enforcement is a decent job title. You represent the law and protecting the people of your community. Excuse me. So that's a major thing. And you would think they have better choices in life, or can seek someone else that can give them good opinionated decision making. But it failed. 2 different times, people make the wrong decisions and the consequences come with them. We got somebody now that's major in the United States. He's the head of 52 states, and he is the president of the United States, which is Trumpy Trump. And he's giving out ultimatums. He's giving out a lot of ultimatums. And before we get into the ultimatum he's talking about, we're going to do a little talk about Trump. Okay, guys? We got to look into this. I can't let it slide no more. I've been trying to avoid talking about him, but he gets on my, it's just bad, man. It's just really bad, because what he's saying indirectly, we're going to talk about it. Get ready, guys. Get ready. Here we go.
Before I play you this next very instructive clip, I want to note that the only reason we have it is because the White House seemingly accidentally posted a live stream of it, which they then tried to delete, but not before the internet saved it for posterity. And just for context, Donald Trump starts by referring to the head of the Office of Management and Budget, the Christian nationalist author of Project 2025, Russell Vought.
We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it, too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. We have to take care of one thing: military protection. We have to guard the country.
All right. All these little scams that have taken place, like that little scam daycare. Joining me now is Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen, member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, good to see you. Thank you for
very
being
good
with us. Let me throw some numbers out at you. Apparently, the Penn-Wharton budget model says this war has cost $65 billion so far. The White House is asking for $200 billion for it. The Tomahawk missiles alone are $3 billion. They take a year to 2 to build per missile. We've spent $3 billion on them. This is in a country where we had DOGE ripping apart the government last year. We had people not getting their food stamps. We have people not getting their Obamacare subsidies, but we're spending somewhere between $65 billion and $200 billion on a war that no one is able to explain.
That is it right there, guys. Did you hear that? We got so many other issues, but we wasting $200 million, 65 to 200 billion. I'm sorry, 65 to 200 billion in war. And for what? No one knows. Let's listen up.
Well, Ali, that's right. And we should all remember that during the campaign, candidate Donald Trump promised that he would keep us out of foreign wars and focus instead on trying to make things better right here at home. Instead, he is, along with Prime Minister Netanyahu, started a foreign war. Prices are going up. And now he says, well, we've got to pay for this war in Iran by cutting back on federal investments. You played the clip with childcare, but there are also other points in that speech where he talks about cutting Medicaid, cutting Medicare. So the bottom line is the president who said he wouldn't start a war now wants to pay for it by cutting deeply into American healthcare programs and other programs that help American families here at home.
But that's not that surprising, is it, Senator? I mean, you go back to the history of wars that America has started. One group tends to benefit from this very well, either oil producers or munitions makers. I mean, that's the nature of the game. It becomes too much money that we have to pay for a war, so you're going to have to cut it from the people who can least afford it.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, you've got defense contractors who are going to be raking it in, and other folks who are close to the president are going to be raking it in. But the American people will suffer. And of course, this comes on top of what Donald Trump and Republicans in Washington did last year, right? They passed their so-called big, beautiful bill, which was beautiful if you're a billionaire. You got really big tax cuts. But to partially pay for that, they cut Medicaid, they cut food and nutrition programs. So now comes this year, and Donald Trump goes off and starts a war and says, well, we're going to have to cut back on Medicare. We're going to have to cut back on Medicaid. We're going to have to cut back on our efforts to make childcare more affordable. So at the end of the day, he is screwing the American people and doing exactly what he said he was going to avoid. He said he was going to focus on things here at home, keep us out of foreign wars. He's done exactly the opposite.
So I want you to know, guys, I love to talk about this. This is really good. This is really good. So now that we know that Trump hasn't kept his word, you heard it clearly. We're in foreign wars. You're cutting Medicaid, cutting funding for the people. Now he's giving out death threats. Major threats Trump is giving out. And I want us to make sure we hear what's Trump saying as a threat. Okay? So we're going to go there and we're going to listen to the ultimatum from Trump. Here we go.
This Monday evening, President Trump's new threat to Iran, demanding a deal by tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, or every bridge in Iran, every power plant, he says, will be burning and exploding. The president vowing if a deal is not reached to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. will launch a massive 4-hour attack on Iran. Mary Bruce asking the questions at the White House.
Tonight, President Trump's dire threat to Iran. Make a deal by 8 p.m. tomorrow or the United States will launch its fiercest attack yet, saying, quote, the entire country can be taken out in one night.
We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again.
It comes after the president's profanity.
Time out, guys. Time out. He said power plant. Every bridge. That's called extermination, guys. He's trying to get rid of the whole nationality. Everyone there. Whoever's there cannot exist without bringing in the necessities of life. Water, food, shelter. You kill the bridges, you kill the power, you have nothing. So now I want you to understand, what is he saying? For America to get ready for that might happen to us? Because sure enough, if you try it to them, retaliation is they do it to us. That's obvious, right?
He laced Easter Sunday message to Iran, posting Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day all wrapped up in one, adding open the expletive strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell, and ending with praise be to Allah. Bombing these civilian targets could have...
Ooh, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what he just said? We got to rewind that. We got to rewind that. Listen to this, guys. This is what President Trump said. The president of the United States said this about another nationality and their beliefs.
Bastards, or you'll be living in hell, and ending with praise be to Allah. bombing these civilian targets could have devastating consequences for the Iranian people, but the president insists they would be angry if America backed off.
You've said Iranians would be mad if you stopped these attacks, but why would they want you to blow up their infrastructure, to cut off their power? Wouldn't that be punishing Iranians for the actions of the regime?
They would be willing to, and it's suffering. They would be willing to suffer that in order to have freedom.
He says he's not concerned bombing power plants and bridges could amount to war crimes.
So just to clarify, in order for Iran to successfully meet your deadline tomorrow, do they have to make a deal, open the strait, or both?
We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is going to be we want free traffic of oil and everything else.
The president.
Did y'all hear that? Free traffic of oil. Everything going on there. All the missiles launched, lives lost, POWs, part of the treaty. Free flow of oil. So you know what Trump's saying, what he said, you think Iran gonna sit there and just tolerate that? Let's look a little deeper, guys. I got something for you. Let's look a little deeper. I'm sorry, I got to keep giving y'all this because I can't just not let you know what's on the menu. Before you order, you got to know what's on the menu, right? It's only right to know what's on the menu, right? Here we go.
Now, every day we start with bombs dropping. Tonight, we start with a peace plan. It's a mere proposal on the drawing board right now, but it's the closest we've come to a settlement. So what exactly is in this plan? Who is drafting it? And what is the response? Now, there are three mediators in the picture. You've got Pakistan, Egypt, and Turkey. They're reportedly relaying messages from Washington to Tehran. In Tehran, they're talking to Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. In the United States, they're talking to Steve Witkoff, that's Donald Trump's special envoy. Overnight, both sides were presented with a draft plan, a plan that aims to end the war. The draft has not been released in public yet, but multiple insider reports talk about two separate phases. First phase is an immediate ceasefire. The fighting will be paused for 45 days. In this time, Iran will also reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The second phase will run in parallel. Both Iran and the United States will finalize a peace deal in 15 to 20 days. If required, this deadline can be extended. Now to the big question. What are both sides saying? For Iran, there's a lot of trust deficit. They're refusing to negotiate based on deadlines. They're pointing to past betrayals by the United States.
Negotiation in no way involves an ultimatum, a crime, or a threat to commit war crimes. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the Iranian nation have very, very bitter experience of negotiating with America, and we did not gain these experiences lightly to simply ignore them.
If you think
1 second, guys, it's a commercial. You know we got to get through that. Here we go.
Now, that's the official position. But unofficially, Iranian officials are saying a lot more. They don't want to open Hormuz in exchange for a temporary ceasefire. For that, they want a permanent ceasefire, a guarantee that America will not regroup and attack. Will Donald Trump give such a guarantee? He's certainly losing patience. Trump recently dropped the F word in a social media post. He has also issued an ultimatum to the regime. I'll tell you more about that on the show. And just a short while back, Trump spoke to the media. He says Iran has already undergone regime change.
Well, it could end very quickly, the war, if they do what they have to do. They have to do certain things. They know that. They've been negotiating, I think, in good faith. We've had total regime change. You know, the people there now are much more reasonable than the lunatics that you had in phase one and phase two. They were lunatics because the war is about one thing. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If I had my choice.
Did y'all hear that? Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, but everybody else can. Everybody else can have it, but Iran can't.
But what I like to do, take the oil, because it's there for the taking. There's not a thing they can do about it.
Did y'all hear that? What I like to do is take the oil. There's nothing they can do about it.
Unfortunately, the American people would like to see us come home. If it were up to me, I'd take the oil, I'd keep the oil, and would make plenty of money.
Either way,
Oh
the bottom
my
line
God.
is this.
This
Trump
is
is
crazy.
piling on the pressure on the Iranian regime. He is hoping to threaten them into a ceasefire. As things stand, it's unlikely to work. Iran is looking for a comprehensive peace deal. They want a guarantee against future attacks. They want security for their proxies. They want relief from sanctions. And they want access to their frozen assets. And why not? Iran is successfully withstanding the US-Israeli onslaught. They have full control of the Strait of Hormuz. So Iran wants to press home that advantage. They feel they can dictate the terms. On their side, Trump is also playing a weaker hand on the other. He's under pressure at home and abroad. He's helpless in the Hormuz. His only leverage is America's military might, basically more bombs. Hence, all these threats and deadlines. Trump is hoping to use the threat of escalation to strike a deal. It doesn't seem to be working yet. Overnight, Iran fired more missiles at Israel. Several of them slammed into locations in Tel Aviv and Haifa. At least 4 people were killed.
So, you know the phases now. You know phase 1, you know phase 2. You know that they're not scared of Trump or his ultimatums. And they do come with severe consequences. In conclusion, guys, what do you think Iran's going to do? Trump already told you the underlying issue is he just should take the oil and make tons of money. He said this out his mouth, clean, clear, no pressure on him. It's always been about the oil and who has the access to the oil. I'm Jermaine McCrimmon. This is Humanity Unplugged podcast, and this is episode 127, Ultimatums and Consequences, part 1. Have a good morning, guys. Have a great day, and protect yourself at all times. I'll see you on Thursday.